Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fortress Comic News, episode 348. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, alongside my co-host, Mike, who is sniffing comics currently. What's going on,
Hey,
Mike?
sniffing comics. Hey, that should be a B-side podcast we do. Sniffing. Can you change Chris's comic corner to sniffing comics?
Titans Beast World this week
Sniffing it
smelled
up.
kind of like a good lasagna.
A nice, rich, warm, beastly lasagna.
So, Mike, I was going through some stuff today because I had all day because we decided not to record early today.
Yeah, we decided. Yeah, why not?
And got her some boxes, and I discovered that I still have the power.
Oh my god! Wait, are those two yellow lantern rings? So Chris just holds up all of the lantern
one's
rings.
a Legion ring.
Oh, that is a Legion ring. Nice, dude. What books were those coming out with? Because that was a thing around New 52, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously a Green Lantern. I just don't remember which one.
Yeah, the Legion ring came with something weird, though.
That might have been Legion Lost at the beginning of New 52.
Yeah.
Which is my first Legion book.
Wow.
And guess what, Mike? I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's not good.
I'm taking those off. That was
my
one joke.
Dude, I don't even have any of those. I wish I did, because I think I started reading comics at the end of that ring getting thing. And I was like, I can't just end up with one ring.
And then I was going through, like I said, I was going through stuff. And just to prove that I've been fans of a lot of these guys we've been having on the show recently for a while. Found my full collection of Fubar.
Nice.
From Alterna.
Yep.
And
old school.
With the 215 Inc. logo.
Wow.
Bam.
Wow. 215 Inc. There you go.
Jesus Hates Zombies.
Before it was Invader. That's awesome.
Yeah, some solid stuff.
I can't wait to go through my collection over Christmas break. I'm gonna organize some stuff. I might organize because I got a few drawers now, so I'll do like Batman, just the stuff that's important, like that I want to pull through, like Batman iconic issues in the first couple drawers, then maybe like horror, cool indie stuff, covers I love. I don't know how I'm gonna, because I can't put all 2,000 of them in drawers. There'll just be too many drawers.
Wait till I'm done.
Yeah, I know. You're going to have a whole wall.
This chair behind me's got to go.
Yeah. You're going to stack them and have like one of those ladders that the libraries have where you just...
Oh, dude, that'd be a dream.
Yeah. Yeah,
it would. Had a library. I'm also... So the bookshelf behind me it's not that it's getting full, but like I buy so many comics that I'm moving all the manga to a separate location.
Nice. An off-site satellite location where the manga will be kept.
Because all my books, my like novels and shit are all in a separate location as well. So
for anybody just listening now, the first episode, Chris does not believe manga belongs anywhere near Western comics.
No, it's a travesty.
He really has room for them. He just wants to keep them miles from his other normal comics, quote unquote.
No, I'm just a freaking crazy person. I'm like, I need things to be together.
Yep. Yeah, keep the manga separate. There's no interview today, everybody. It's the end of the year, so if you've been a long enjoyer of Fortress of Comic News, then you know that we just talk some shit and then do our top 5 in the next episode and wrap it up for the year.
Yeah.
So
then Christmas ends and I got to start begging people to come on the show.
Please, interview for the poll. Holding up my cup.
January is always so tough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, but nobody wants to do interviews in January.
People are taking time off still, I think, or they got to catch up on the art they were drawing that they should have been drawing in December.
Listen, Mike, have you seen this guy on, I don't know. So I don't do TikTok.
Okay.
Because I'm a man and I do reels.
Okay. Well, I go through both because certain friends send me reels, as you do, and then certain friends send me TikToks. So I need to have both to watch all of them.
But there's this one guy who just does like these stupid videos and I'll be like, whatever. And then the end will just be like, be a man.
Yeah.
And the one that just makes me laugh every time, and I send it to all my coworkers, is don't call in sick, die at work, be a man.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, it's like some instructional video where the guy's like, be a man. And they like put it on everything. Yeah.
I just want to send that to all the comic creators. No time off.
Yeah.
Hustle, be a man.
Oh yeah, that'll go real well. Yeah,
as I do an all-female January.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, I don't know. You say you don't use TikTok, but I have fallen victim.
I have. The funny thing is the only person in my life that sends me TikToks is a Marine. I don't know. I just find that funny. He's the only person. I keep telling him like I don't have TikTok, and he's just like, "But it's funny." I'm like, okay.
Well, I was getting frustrated. I couldn't open TikTok videos that people send me, so and then you get sucked into the portal. There's not enough. I personally think not enough comic book content on that platform, so I'd like to see more.
I've been talking to a few creators behind the scenes about that.
Yeah,
talking about like what they can do with TikTok and Reels and stuff to like push content, push books. You know what the community can do, and there's been some interesting ideas thrown around there.
I like you know who I watch on Instagram Reels all the time is John Romita Jr. It's he has his wife. You can tell it's his wife like filming from his phone. It's like really low quality shit, but he's just like sitting there drawing, and like his wife like turns the camera on, and he's like, "Oh, hi there." And they're like, she's like, "What are you doing today, John?" She must be reading from a script. I don't know, but he's like, "Oh, I'm doing this page of Spider-Man," and then he talks a story about comics or some shit, and then he's like, I love my job, or I have the best job in the world. I get to draw pictures for a living or something. And it's just like, this dude's hilarious. He just like has her go around and film him drawing his pages.
So not that this should be a surprise, and I'm probably the last person to find out, but I just found out this week that Mark Millar has a YouTube channel.
I didn't know that either. Yeah, I saw that when he brought a comic book shop owner on a show that was like shit talking comic books.
Yeah, I mean, for you personally, you might want to stay away.
Yeah. Okay. Why? For that interview or for his YouTube channel?
For his YouTube channel, Millar has some views that would contradict yours very much.
Okay.
I'll just say that.
Yeah. Well, he's always been a very outspoken, political, and extreme person. So
yeah. I personally think with any kind of content, like I don't agree 100% with anybody out there.
Right.
So there's stuff he says I disagree with, and there's stuff he says I agree with. I think he comes from such a different point of view from like the masses in our industry that he like gets my attention, because I'm like, oh, it's nobody else is saying that. Even if it's wrong, I'm just like, nobody else is discussing that.
Right.
At least in a logical way that's like not just being a shit poster.
Yeah. Yeah, he I didn't even like you said, I had no idea he even had a channel. I mean, it makes sense that he would like to, like, he gets people like Jeff Johns on there, Frank Quitely. I mean, we can't pull those guys.
Not with that attitude, Mike.
No, not with that attitude. But I'm probably going to go through and watch some of those videos because I am interested in some of these interviews for sure.
Yeah, I got to watch the most recent ones. The most recent one was about the comic shops and stuff.
Yeah, the comic shops. Yeah, and he's usually just talking to other people in the industry, right?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. I mean, I haven't gone deep in it. I just discovered it existed, and I was like, I need to start listening to some of this. I listened to like one or two. As I'm trying to catch up on other podcasts I listen to.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting. I'll follow it. My only critique, and this is my critique to Millar, to our good friend Travis Gibb, to a bunch of other creators out there. It's not that hard to take the audio and make it a fucking podcast.
That's true, because I'm like, man, why do I have to listen to this shit on YouTube as you're speaking? I was like, when do I want to have YouTube open? Yeah, please just record the audio.
I'm not going to call anyone out, but someone we know that I love has a show on YouTube that they do, and they do interesting interviews. and I keep telling them, hey, put it out as a podcast. Even in, I've had discussion with like other content creators, including like Blake's Buzz and a few others. Even if you don't get that many people on the podcast side, they come to your YouTube channel, or it's just, it grows your audience in some way. I've read a ton about this shit.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's not that fucking hard.
Right.
And this person was telling me he was waiting to sign contracts so somebody could do it for him. And I wanted to fucking reach through my phone, choke him, be like, dude, it's not. I can do it, and I'm an idiot.
Give Chris the contract.
And I'm like, if you're gonna pay someone to do it, like fucking pay me.
Yeah.
Because once again, it's not that it would take Chris, 10-15 minutes on my life.
I think you just made a side gig for yourself, though.
Oh my god.
How much are these people charging?
That's what I want to know. I mean, if they're doing full editing and shit, like, listen, the editing on this show is garbage.
Yeah.
But
no, I think it's better than anything I could ever do. So,
but if we're just talking, just making it a podcast, just take the thing and put it onto podcast services.
Yeah.
Come on. I could do that all day.
All day.
Matter of fact, it is what I do all day, Mike.
You know what I'm going to be doing all day? This is some hefty comic here.
Army of Darkness Omnibus.
Omnibus, because Chris, for some reason, I don't know if we had talked about this. I didn't know they made so there's the Army of Darkness comics, and they have 4 omnibus, if you will. And I was in this little comic shop near work, and they had one of these on the table, and I bought it. $25.
That's how many issues?
I'll tell you right now. It's got to be like 300 pages of comics, because there's a lot of miniseries that Evil Dead did. So Volume 1 comes with the Army of Darkness movie adaptation series, Army of Darkness versus Reanimator, Army of Darkness Old School, Tales of Army of Darkness. There's at least, I think there's like 5 or 6 series. There's quite a bit of comics in here. There's got to be at least 10 to 12 comic books.
It's 10 to 12. You're talking minimum 40 issues.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
For 25, that's a steal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was huge. It's hefty. And it's a floppy omnibus. It's pretty nice.
Listen, I do prefer floppy.
Yeah.
I'm a floppy man myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But when, for some reason, even though I'm a floppy man, when they come out with those hard covers, when they get nice and hard,
yep,
it brings me in. That's why I had to buy those Invincible ones.
Dude, I know. Yeah.
That's why I got to get those ROM ones when they come out.
You're like, I just got to do it. There's no other choice.
Yeah.
Hey, believe me, Chris, if they made a nice looking hardcover of Army of Darkness, oof, I'm there. I know what you mean. That's
the tale of this show.
Yeah.
Mike gets hard for Army of Darkness and Chris gets hard for ROM.
There you go. Put it on. If it doesn't get us kicked off Spotify, we'll see how it goes.
Because I listen to a lot of podcasts on Spotify. If that's the worst, that's what gets kicked off. Then
yeah. Well, I just meant in the title, but what was I going to say about that? Oh, the
Mike, real quick. I got there's an episode of the Bat Friends titled Bane's Luscious Cock.
Just in Spotify? Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. Okay.
Now, I did censor the O in cock.
Okay. So it could be anything.
But that show still exists.
Okay. Good to know.
We're good.
So there's no rules, is what you're saying.
No.
There's no rules. We're allowed to do whatever we want.
I mean, there's rules, but we won't get into them because it's a completely different podcast.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. We'll stay off of that one. Those Invincible hardcovers, I wanted to ask you, those are all new covers. The art is all new from Ryan Otley, isn't it?
The covers, yes. And then
he's doing new covers for those.
They're doing trades as well. They're reprinting all the trades, and those are also new covers.
See, that's how you get me in. You put new art on there that you don't have. That's awesome.
I'm going to be real with you. So I have the old trades.
Yeah.
Which anyone wants to buy the old trades. I got some old trades for sale.
Hey, trades for sale.
The covers in the old trades are way better. Like
really?
I think the new ones, if you look them up, it's like it's very minimal.
Not a whole lot.
Yeah. It feels like something that I could make. Like not in terms of the art itself, but I'm saying like the presentation of it.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure for a while it is the stuff that I was making.
Yeah.
Because it's literally just like 2 colors with a slash through it and like a character.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is cool that Ryan Otley's doing new Invincible stuff.
Yeah, well, and I'm trying to think now because Cory Walker was the original artist before Ryan Otley. And does he do any of the art for the old trades or no? They just immediately switched over to Otley because Otley finished it out.
I think the old trades,
like the old floppy trades, probably have Cory Walker art.
The old trades are basically, covers from the issues reuse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm sure Volume 1 has Cory Walker art. But I don't know about past that.
Yeah, I think he's only in Volume 1.
And that just got me interested. What the hell is Cory Walker doing with his life?
Dude, he came back and did the end of Invincible or something. Do you remember that? He came back and did some issues and it was bad.
Oh yeah, he was in he was in the final issue.
Yeah, he was in the final issue and dude, the art was not good.
He has not done shit, man. Did he just fall like
it wasn't good, Chris. Like if you go back to that last issue and you flip through it, I remember like talking to some people and being like, "What the hell is this?"
He's the lead designer on the animated series.
Oh, okay. So they moved him into the animated. Interesting.
This could be a rabbit hole that's not meant for this podcast. So
yeah, I know.
I'm gonna click away.
Okay. Now that begs the question: does he actually have the original rights to the character with Kirkman because he drew him before Otley did?
Yeah, I think he's. It's tough because you watch the show. It's a comic book based on characters created by Robert Kirkman, Cory Walker, and Otley.
Yeah, and Otley. Because Otley came after, so he owns some of those characters.
Yeah, so I think Otley. I mean, it's tough because I'm sure Cory Walker is the co-creator technically, but Otley co-created all the like iconic characters.
Yeah,
outside of the main cast.
Yeah, that's true.
And he also listen. I like those first 6 issues Walker did. Otley is the artist from Invincible.
Yeah, he is. That's the one everybody knows.
Yeah.
With that sweeping declaration, we're gonna maybe jump into the little bit of news we have this week. So no, there's no arguing it. Moving on. TV news. During the premiere event of What If Season 2, Marvel Studios announced that the unannounced animated series on their schedule is a Black Panther-centric show titled Eyes of Wakanda. No details or cast or storyline is planned, but it'll debut 2024. That sounds pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm down. I mean,
why not?
I don't know what it's about, but I almost wonder if this is going to be like what they wanted Black Panther 2 to be.
Yeah, so they can have Black Panther in this story because he's animated and outside of continuity, right? So
yeah, and you can kind of tell a story that doesn't really affect the overall plot, but then uses that stuff that everybody loved.
Yeah,
there's some cool stuff that we happen here. I also think it's so unfortunate that Boseman passed for multiple reasons. There's a human level to it as well that we could talk about, and I think we did at the time. But it's very unfortunate that man did not get to play more Black Panther.
Yeah, I know.
Really and I think we would have had a completely different story arc in terms of the overall Marvel if he was still alive.
Right.
So I'm down. Listen, I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I'm this far in.
Yeah,
I'm not really going anywhere anytime soon.
Like, oh, you got me. You got me. I'm here. All right.
Listen, I didn't go see the Marvels yet, but I will watch it.
But yeah, it'll be watched.
It's more my laziness. Like, dude, I still haven't
Yeah.
gone to see Godzilla.
Yeah.
And I am legitimately excited about that movie.
It's really I know.
Yeah.
I know you haven't seen it because I know you're gonna text me when you go see it. You're gonna be like, that was fucking awesome.
I'm just gonna text you a scene from Curb.
Yeah.
Banzai. That's how you're gonna know that I saw it.
Oh my god, perfect.
Oh,
dude,
no,
and also, we could talk about Curb for an hour, but I'll go back to the news because we never really get to talk about toys, and I'm so happy there's toy news. Well, there's also bad toy news because I saw Hasbro let out like another 1,000 employees or some shit because kids aren't buying toys anymore. But you know who's excited for toys, Chris?
Us.
Yeah,
trust me. I feel like this news has something to do with that.
Yeah.
Plus, and Mike will announce it here in a second.
Yeah.
Plus, I just want to say there's an ulterior motive to me putting this in the notes.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. McFarlane Toys announced they have a multi-brand licensing agreement with Hasbro to make new action figures, specifically as part of their Page Punchers line. Now, those are the exclusive comic books that come with action figures, everybody.
Also reprints, because like there's a Flash one that comes with Flashpoint, and like
yeah, that's true. The first two IPs that are set to launch are Transformers and G.I. Joe, but also have said that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and Dungeons and Dragons are on the schedule. We should start seeing them early 2024. Hell yeah. Dungeons and Dragons? Oh yeah.
So first,
yeah,
the Page Punchers are 50-50. There's some that are dope.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're like they're what you want from McFarlane.
Right.
And then there's some where good old Uncle Todd really phoned it in.
Yeah.
So let's hope we get the first one I mentioned.
Yeah. Let's get the really nice looking one.
Especially for D&D.
Yeah.
Second, Mike, do you know what other IP Hasbro owns?
He-Man. Right?
Don't bring this garbage to me. Rom the motherfucking Space Knight.
Oh my god, yeah. Dude, how did I forget?
They do own He-Man as well.
Yeah, they do own He-Man. The way more popular character.
I want a goddamn Rom action
How do you
figure.
not know Rom? You wanted He-Man, the most beloved cartoon of the 90s?
That may have a new cartoon coming out soon?
Dude, you should email them and be like, guys, you're doing comics, you're doing toys.
Just make one for me.
Yeah, a custom one, please.
Just one. Give him a giant metal dick, too. No, just one.
We didn't know what to do with this leftover plastic from all the other ROMs people didn't want, so we melted them down, so we made you a giant ROM dick.
Listen, I'll dive into my savings. I missed out on the Captain Carrot figure you did.
Oh my god, yeah.
It was so good, too. I haven't pulled the trigger on any Batman 66 figures. I'm sorry, Todd.
I did. I did it.
I might soon. Please, for the love of God, give me a ROM action figure.
Oh, man.
Give me something.
Yeah.
I want it so bad, Mike.
Dude, the two Batman 60s action figures I own, the one I have is the radioactive Batman with the pink cowl.
Oh, it's so good.
And then I have the board shorts Batman he's got like the Bat-Zuko launcher.
I was gonna pull the trigger on the robot Batman.
Oh, that one too. I was gonna have it pre-ordered and then it sold out. I didn't get it in time. Yeah.
Oh, did it sell out?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was so good, man.
So
anyways, we could talk about action figures, but I'm excited that they're doing more stuff other than the DC characters.
Yeah, and it's cool to see. I mean, they have other lines. I mean, I guess it's still technically Warner Brothers, but like they have Mortal Kombat and of course they do all the Spawn stuff.
Yeah.
I think they even do the Invincible ones.
Oh, really?
As well, but I'm not sure.
I think it's by Skybound. I think Skybound has their own toy line. Oh yeah, they do, but it's McFarlane Skybound, I believe.
Yeah, like who knows? Because Skybound does everything.
Yeah, they do games now.
Did you know that movie Renfield with Nick Cage was a Skybound movie?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Found that out
They produce movies now?
Written by Robert Kirkman.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, let me double check that, but I am pretty sure that movie is written by Kirkman.
Slow down a second. Wait, what? How did we not know it?
Ryan Ridley, Robert Kirkman, Ava Tamer. Yeah.
What? How did that happen? How did that slip by us?
Yeah.
Robert Kirkman just writing movies.
How did a Dracula movie starring Nick Cage, written by Robert Kirkman, not be on the top of my must-watch list this year?
Dude, you haven't seen it?
No.
Oh, it's so good. I watched it. You got to watch it.
I need to. Yeah, it's
so fucking good. Yeah.
You're gonna love it. We're talking about action
figures. Anyways, back to the action figures. No, we're talking about Redfield. But yeah, I didn't know Skybound is doing movies. That is news to me.
Yeah, they're doing everything. Like, they own a video game company. They're
doing a lot with video games for sure.
Let McFarlane do his toys. All right, Kirkman, just let him.
Just let him do the toys. He's got the toys. Just let him play with his toys in the corner.
But listen, Kirkman, I'm talking to you right now. If he doesn't make a ROM figure, fucking go for the jugular.
Yeah, go for it.
Get the license, and then you make the ROM.
You make the ROM. You'll sell one.
There are literally dozens of us, Mike.
Yeah, there's dozens. Hey, they're making an omnibus, so there's hope. Video game news too. During the Game Awards, Xbox and Bethesda announced that studio Arcane Leon is making a Blade video game. Yes. That reveal trailer, here it is right now. Dude, this is exciting.
I think this is dope.
Yeah, this is going to be really cool. This is going to be so sick. You just run around as Blade with a samurai sword cutting vampires in half. What the hell else do you want?
It's a character that lends himself so much better than most comic book characters to a video game.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, yeah, everything here is great. I'm so happy that it's existing.
Like the whole underground world, you can roam the streets. His moveset's going to be sick. Yeah,
and it can just be a straight action movie or video game too. Like, you don't have to think about it too much.
Yep.
I like that it's got kind of a different style. Like, it's got Arcane style to it.
Yeah.
With that, like, semi-real, almost cel-shaded thing going.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm so down for this game. I do find it interesting, though. So it is a Xbox Bethesda game, but if you watch the entire trailer, which if we can vamp enough, we will.
Yeah, we just keep going.
No mention of platforms.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I feel like in my heart of hearts that if it was going to be like an Xbox game, right here we would see Xbox Game Studios, which we don't see.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to PC, right? But
either way, PC, Xbox is usually their
thing.
But
then maybe not PS5.
This feels to me like a it's going to be everywhere kind of thing, which is
cool.
They got it.
Yeah, that looks sick. I'm excited for it. And like you said, lends itself really well to that video game platform.
Yeah, and I love me some Blade, so I'm down.
Oh hell yeah! Comic news, kids. DC Comics announced that a new Suicide Squad book is coming early 2024 from writer Nicole Maines and artist Eddie Barrow and Eber Ferreira. The new Task Force X is said to include Harley Quinn, Bizarro, Clock King, Black Alice, and Deadeye. That sounds like okay. Dude, Clock King and Bizarro. Oh my god.
So, I'm not going to be picking this up.
I am. I'm going to be reading it. Yeah.
I need to do some trimming, but
yeah.
Dude, it was close when I read Clock King.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. I was like, they're gonna do fucking Clock King? Are you kidding me?
In a book. That's insane. Yeah, I got to check it out. I'm checking it out for Bizarro. I'll read anything with Bizarro. I'm a huge Bizarro fan. Because if you know things I like stupid, punchy things, and that's usually what Bizarro is.
You just described Bizarro to a T.
Yeah. Yep.
Apparently, this is also spinning out of Beast World Metropolis.
Oh shit!
I want to say.
Maybe I should be reading that.
And the creative team on this is doing something for that book, so I'm guessing it's going to be leading into whatever this fucking is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really it's an awesome fucking cover.
Yeah, it is.
It's a cool team, and I am, as the not really huge DC fan on the show and in my life, I think the whole Amanda Waller Dr. Hate thing is the most intriguing thing in mainstream comics right now.
Yeah, it is.
So I am interested to hear from all of you what's going on in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped. I think they've kept Amanda Waller very cool in the DC universe right now.
Yeah, they're doing something very special with that character, and hopefully it pans out. But right now, the intrigue that's going behind it has been top notch, leading all the way back to that Earth 3.
Crime Syndicate. Oh yeah, you're right, dude. Damn.
That, and honestly, I didn't think it was that good.
Right.
But her role in it was so awesome.
Yep.
So yeah,
no, completely. Yeah. I'll be reading it, so I'll let you know. This is, dude, so much good news this week. Boom Studios, along with IDW, announced that writer Cullen Bunn is returning for a second volume of Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. This new story will have villains Rita Repulsa join forces with Astronema and Alliance of Evil, along with Space Godzilla, Clawhammer, Tentra Creep, and more. So yeah, Volume 2 by Cullen Bunn, Godzilla vs. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That first volume was so much fun, Chris. I cannot wait for this.
I need to pick up that first volume still.
Yeah, it's so good. I think we're gonna see Biollante because I believe Cullen's a huge fan of Biollante, so it's got to end up somewhere.
Yeah, I saw some preview pages throughout the series, and I think that Space Godzilla is going to be the big.
Yeah, that's definitely Space Godzilla on that cover. Yeah. Dude, they're like running up his tail, like anime style. Oh my god.
Dude, listen. So I think it's hilarious that we're doing so much celebrating for the 69th anniversary of Godzilla.
Yeah.
Good on you, Japan, for getting real nice on the internet.
Hell yeah.
But it is crazy how much good Godzilla shit's coming out. And yeah, this is something down the line I will be checking out. Like I said, I still got to check out Volume 1.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad it exists.
I know. It gets me excited.
I mean, this versus Justice League's coming out, like IDW, Legendary, the people that own the rights to Godzilla stuff are just making all the right moves.
Yeah, they're doing all the good stuff for sure. Oh man, so many good books next year. I can't wait. Boom Studios announced that writer Pornsec Pitch a Show with artist Jesse Longren have joined for a new animal. Oh, this looked awesome. I saw this on the internet. A new animal lead sci-fi comic series called Man's Best. The publisher says the series is a homeward bound on an alien planet. Yeah, Pornsec, shout out to him, former guest of the show. This book, the art looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be very emotional because of the 3 pets and the spacesuits.
Yeah. Cats in space, Mike. You know I'm in.
Dude, me too. Look at that cover. That cover is so good too.
I love the art and all the preview pages they showed. I mean, Pornsec's guy who's been grinding in comics for years, and it's great to see him get some recognition.
Yeah.
And shout out to Boom.
Yeah. Really. This is a crazy step for them.
They're doing some cool fucking stuff. We're going to talk about a few of their books later, but
yeah.
This is Image Comics level great indie project.
Yep.
And I'm glad to see them stepping it up and doing something like this. So
yeah, for sure. This is hype.
I'll be real excited to get my hands on this.
Yep. Me too. I love that cover. Multiple Eisner, Harvey, and Ignatz award-winning creator Derek Kirkkim announced his new comic series, The Last Mermaid, is coming March 2024 from publisher Image Comics. Derek says the series is a literal fish out of water story set in a post-apocalyptic adventure that is best described as mermaids meets Dune. Yeah, I from the art, I'm gonna check it out. I like giant robot mech suits, Chris.
Yeah, this seems like the mesh of our like two things we both love.
Yeah.
As I was looking at it for the show, I'm like, okay, big mech suit, like water. First of all, big mech suit, Mike's in.
I'm in.
Second, like, underwater Atlantean mermaid,
Chris is in.
Yeah. And then the guy describes as a Dune-esque story.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro.
Chris is in again.
Yeah, double in. Yep, we're in.
Yeah, I think this sounds really cool. And I've heard nothing but good stuff about Derek's work, from his art to his writing. He seems to have like an auteur style to him.
Cool.
In comics, so. But I've never read anything he's done, so
yeah, me either.
I'm almost interested to go back and see what else he's done, see if there's anything that interests me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll have to do that too.
Fact, let's do an experiment on air, Mike. There we go. Derek Kirk Kim. What have you done? Because I looked this up earlier.
Doing the art, and I didn't realize he's doing the art and writing it. Yeah, he doesn't have an artist working with him, but it's really good art.
His art's phenomenal. Oh, look, there's a contact button here, Mike.
Oh, yeah? Hey, why don't you come on the show and tell us what you've done before?
Oh, my God. Baller fucking move, Derek. When you go to his website and you click the About section, it sends you to Wikipedia.
Wow.
I've never seen that happen before.
Wow.
Baller fucking move.
That's really funny.
Let's see. What has he done? It's a book called Bangle.
It must be stuff in like indie space that we haven't.
It's very indie. It's like web comic.
Oh, okay.
There's a few top shelf stuff.
But he's been nominated for a lot of things.
Yeah, it's Oh, wait, 1 second. Kim followed this blah 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 blah. He illustrated stories in the original Fables graphic novel. Okay.
Okay.
He contributed a short story. He wrote some YA novels and DC YA. This is interesting. He illustrated the Eternal Smile 3 stories, a collaboration with Jean Luen Yang.
Interesting.
And that's what got his second Eisner Award.
Oh, so dang, he has 2 Eisner Awards?
Yeah, it's
wow.
He's also a filmmaker. Dude, oh my God. He does a bunch of stuff, but what it looks like at the end of the day, it's hard for him is that there isn't really a big image book or something that he's done in the past that we can go back to.
Yeah.
So this is really his introduction to the mainstream.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
cool that they're taking a chance with this guy. I mean, 2 Eisners is not really taking a chance, though.
Yeah, I was
gonna say. Never mind. I take that back. What the fuck am I saying? Ahoy Comics announced that Wrong Earth is coming back 2024, baby. The new series will bring back co-creators Tom Perry and Jamal Eagle for 5 series titled The Wrong Earth Dead Ringers. Yep. So this is actually announced at the end of the last miniseries. And we're getting, both dragonflies and both stingers trapped on a Wrong Earth again.
Yeah, I remember right after you talked about the last issue, I literally got an email, I think the next day, about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I forget whatever day I texted you. It was within a few days.
Yeah.
But I knew I had to put it in the.
Dude, I wish we could get. We gotta get Tom back on. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's doable. I'll add him to the list. But yeah, I don't know. I know how much you loved Wrong Earth.
Yeah.
I need to get on the bandwagon here. I think I read the first volume and then didn't read anything after that.
So good.
But from everyone I know reads it, they say how great it is. So
yeah, it's just great. It's just so much fun in a comic book. Sad news. Longtime comic artist Ian Gibson passed away last week after a long battle with cancer at the age of 77. He worked for a lot of people in the industry, DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, more than that as well, on IPs like Green Lantern, Star Wars. He's best known for his work with 2000 AD, including his long stint on the Judge Dredd book. So very sad to lose another industry great that's worked on a lot of stuff throughout the industry. So yeah.
Yeah, and for people out there, when I was researching him and I was just pulling it up to make sure I was remembering correctly, he worked on Mr. Miracle, which is like what made him. But he also, a lot of people may know him from The Ballad of Halo Jones, which is actually an Alan Moore book.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, he's done some cool stuff. And if you go on his Wikipedia page, I love this picture of him from like 3-4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And it's him with his cat, Floofy.
Nice. That's awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, sucks. I mean, I think I make this joke every time, but I'm gonna go out on a limb, Mike, and say fuck cancer.
Yep.
But it continues to be true. So
yeah,
sucks, but a great pile of work to look back on.
Yeah, it's a great way to immortalize yourself, to have all these, especially with artists too, right? Like, it's great to have all that art out there.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was looking because I think we've talked about a few times, especially when Stuart Kenneth Moore was on, how I want to go back and start to discover some British comics because it's like a hole in my knowledge. And I was looking, 2000 AD does this collection that's like the best of 2000 AD. And I was looking at some of them, and Ian's work is in most of them.
Yeah, wow.
So hopefully soon I'll be diving deeper into his catalog.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll talk about what we read this week or what we didn't read. I got through a handful, but then I got sidetracked with this Army of Darkness omnibus. I'm not going to lie. So I guess I'll talk about that first. I started reading the first part of this, which is the Army of Darkness movie adaptation into a graphic novel. And I will say it's really cool. They do a lot of different stuff. Well, the story is the same, but there's like changes, like when he falls into the well and fights the single like witch. He actually fights like an army of zombies because, they have a higher budget when you're drawing comics as opposed to filming what they were doing. So, no, it's really great stuff. I'm really excited to read more Army of Darkness stories. Blade number 6. This is Hill and Ferguson. Yeah.
Great
Basically,
cover, by the way. Yeah,
it's really good. Basically, Dracula tells Blade he needs to be stronger and stop being a bitch. He gives him new shadow powers, like after he like trains him, and he's like him training him is like, yeah, so you're not strong enough. Here's some shadow powers, and you're done with your training.
I love the issue because I love Blade, I love Dracula and all that. But the whole issue was like every movie where somebody has an inner power and they're just like, stop being a bitch and just do it.
Yeah. He's like, come on, dude. He's like, stop. He's like, you just gotta become stronger. So he does that, but he's like, the whole interaction is the best part of the book, right? Them going back and forth. And then the Hulk, I think it's the Hulk that calls him up at the end, right? That says he needs help.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Bruce
Banner calling up Blade and saying, I need help.
Yeah, like I need help, and then like just to kind of make sure, because they don't really show him.
Yeah,
and he's got long hair now. I don't know what's going on in the Hulk book right now.
Yeah,
last I saw, he was in space.
Yeah, but, true. I don't know what's going on either.
But if you didn't get the idea, there's 2 hints in there. One, there's a silhouette of the Hulk.
Yeah,
with like long hair, with like emo hair.
Yeah, really right.
And then he's also just like, "Hurry up, because I'm getting angry." It's like, okay,
grunge. This is grunge Hulk.
Everybody, calm the fuck down, right?
We're in the grunge Hulk era. He's gonna wear a flannel pretty soon.
Oh, there's some good Kurt Cobain jokes. I'm gonna let go, Mike.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do it. But yeah, the Blade book's been a lot of fun. I think we just kind of hit the end on the first volume, right?
Yeah, and what I liked about this issue too is it gave the artist kind of a break.
Yeah,
because he's been doing some awesome issues, and now this is more of a character piece where he still gets to flex, but
right,
not as much going on.
Yeah, not as much action.
Yeah.
Batman Santa Claus Silent Night #2, Jeff Parker, Banditti, and Hairsign. Yes, still a great issue, another fun issue. Like the Justice League team is starting to like thwart the imps or whatever that are running amok, so Krampus goes up and calls some more monsters that are don't have the same weaknesses as the other monsters. Great friggin' sequence there with Green Arrow though. There's like a page where he's like shooting arrows, and each of the arrows has like fucking screenshots of like him fighting. I was like, I looked at that page for like a solid minute or two, and I was like, wow.
And there's a great line where he's like, I'm really glad I didn't get rid of all my wooden shafts.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, there's a good dick joke in there too, but
yeah.
a good moment. Yeah. This is the one you're talking about right here.
Yeah, dude, that is so cool.
It's such a great panel. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like shooting a bunch of arrows, and each arrow there's like an action shot. What a great idea. That's how you make Green Arrow interesting. Have him doing crazy action shots like that. Green
Arrow's a tough character to write, but when he's written well, he's one of the best. Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly was like, wow, I cannot believe I'm thinking Green Arrow is this cool right now. That's what I was thinking.
Because I do love Green Arrow, but he does have more bad books than good in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the backstory of like Santa and Krampus when they were best friends.
Yeah, going around town and stuff. That's interesting. Yeah. Outsiders number 2, Chris Lanzig and Kelly carry on the art. So I didn't think we were going to be doing like one-shot stories. So this one kind of feels like we are now. Where the first one revealed like somebody was messing with the multiverse, but this one-shot story, dude, was so great. Challengers of the Unknown, an old school comic of like this group nobody cares about anymore. They're not very fun and popular, and like Lanzig and Kelly make them like the butt of the joke. Like they take themselves so seriously, and they made them such a jokey, like corny team. So basically, the challengers that we formed in the last issue, they have to go find something happening in the ocean. The challengers are already there. They're like, dude, we got this under control. And they're just like, they're so like insufferable to deal with. They basically find this crazy monster in this graveyard of like kaiju monsters in the ocean. So I thought it was a great issue. And then they find out this monster is causing the storm because it's pissed off, and they let it go. But overall, just a great friggin' issue. I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah, and I like that the whole issue it wasn't very action packed. It was like it was more psychological in nature.
Yeah.
And there was a cool monster at the end.
Yep.
And all this. So I was looking up the Challengers of the Unknown. The last time I remember seeing them was during the New 52.
Oh yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah. And I'm sure they might have popped up since then, but that was the last I remember. Yeah, great. Just a great issue. It's shocking to me how much I enjoy this book.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this is really good. Wesley Dodds, Sandman number 3, Venditti and Rossmo. Yeah, I thought it was a good issue. It's like what you would expect out of like the next sequence of events. Dodds fights the villain, and he gets like trapped. He doesn't, finish the job. He gets trapped in his own gas fighting the villain, and he ends up passing out. He's been tracking the villain, or the person that burned down his lab. He's like going back there to find things and he encounters this villain that's like using all his gases now.
Yeah, so he comes face to face. I mean, I gotta say it because I am enjoying it, but I gotta say it because I've been critical of other books of it. It's a little weird that it's a evil Sandman that he's fighting against.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, it was an okay issue. I do like that we're going down this kind of noir angle with it.
I will say what I think is going to happen, Chris, and if it does, we're really going to like it because he got hit with his dream gas. I think we're going to get a weird dream issue next issue, and maybe we might see some stuff from other Sandman. I think that would be,
to me, would be shocking.
Yeah. But I think they hinted at it like when he's laying there and like, oh, he's dreaming, like we're going to go into that next issue, but I don't know what they could do in the dreamscape or that we've never seen of this character before. So
yeah, I don't know the timeline, but I can't remember when the Neil Gaiman Sandman is trapped.
Yeah, that's true. How long is he trapped till?
Well, I mean, he's trapped until the 90s.
Yeah.
But wasn't it pre World War II? Because wasn't he trapped for like 70 years or something?
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, so I don't know. It also just IP wise, I know like for some reason Gaiman has control over what they do with Sandman.
Yeah.
So like to use that character, you have to like go through the Gaiman gauntlet. So that's why I think it would be shocking if they did. But
yeah, it would make me like the book more for sure.
Yeah, I think it's an okay book so far.
Yeah.
It does need to pick up a little bit, but I think it's only 6 issues, 3 issues in. I mean, I like Wesley Dodds. I like that it's kind of a noir book.
Yeah.
I wish we were doing something a little bit more different.
No, I agree. And that's all I got to this week.
Okay. So I have a review book that's coming out, well, as you're listening to this today, from Boom Studios.
Nice.
The new Tom King book, Animal Pound.
Oh,
number
cool.
1. So it's a hefty read.
Okay.
I liked it. I didn't love it. It's basically a modern retelling of Animal Farm.
Okay.
It's only 1 issue in, so it could take a twist, but like it's very much the beginning of Animal Farm. The animals are in a pound. There's cats, there's dogs, there's rabbits. They overthrow the guards at the pound and are going to try to create a new world. How they get there is the interesting part, like the conversations between them, and you'll see the hierarchies and everything is interesting. But it's a long read, and at the end of it, like if you're anything like me, you're gonna look at your pet and be like, dude, are we cool?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of like, especially the first couple pages. I think it's
That's
actually
funny.
in the ash can, if anybody picked that up, where they're talking, where this dog gives his manifesto before he's sent off to be put down.
Yeah.
And it's him being like, and that's when I learned like we were just slaves to the humans and all this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Right.
I was like, Greedo, like we cool?
Yeah.
I'll give you more treats.
Yeah. Right. Did if anything, my cat's the queen here, so
yeah,
I'm the slave.
So, I mean, that's how I feel in my house.
Yeah, I'm the servant.
But yeah, it's a good book. It just, I think I'm kind of comparing it to the book Animal Castle that came out last year. I think it was.
Yep.
Which felt more like a sequel to Animal Farm.
Okay.
Where this really does, at least the setup seems like a retelling.
Okay.
Art's fantastic. If I was paying money for it, I probably wouldn't pick it up any further. The fact that we're getting it as review copies, I probably will keep going with it. So whatever that says to you out there as you're going to purchase your comics.
Yeah.
The Bloody Dozen, A Tale of the Shrouded College, #1. Like, I don't know if you remember this book, but this is a new Charles Soule book where this group of magicians get together this team, and it happens to be a family who are all somehow involved with like the government and astronauts and shit.
Okay.
And it's really funny because like, so there's the grandfather, the mother, and the daughter. And the daughter's like an ex-special ops operative who becomes a junkie and like kills people for drugs.
What the hell?
And then this like person from the Shrouded College comes to the mother and is like, I can help save her, but you have to do something for me. And they have to go get the grandfather who's like 90, but still a badass because that's how things work. But anyways, they bring them together. And the whole thing is they need to go into space to this prison that's floating around the sun to get the prisoners out. And then the big reveal at the end is the prisoners that they're trying to get out are all vampires.
Oh, no. That's why they're floating around the sun.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of knew that going in because that was the setup for the book, but I like the first issue. Everyone interacts. I like the setup. I'll keep reading it. I mean, I'm a big fan of Charles Soule. So
it sounds really interesting.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, for you, because I know you do like Charles Soule, but I don't think you're as into his stuff as I am.
No, not so much.
I might wait till I read issue 2 and tell you it's worth jumping in, because this is very much like we got to get the gang together and here's what we're going to do.
Yeah, they're explaining everything still.
Yeah.
Okay.
Batman Gargoyle of Gotham #2.
Nice.
You weren't reading this, right?
No, I'm not.
So I don't remember issue 1. I was kind of on, like it was good, but it wasn't really, and it had a weird character in it. This issue is way better.
Okay.
So that villain from the first issue has been caught, and to my knowledge, it's a new villain, but he has this weird like 50s cartoon thing going on.
Okay.
And they think he's connected to these serial killers, but then they find out that like while he's tangentially connected, he's not the actual big bad. And what we find on this issue is the big bad is like the leader of some cult who is taken. There's this weird sequence where like they go to a priest because he might be on the hit list for the serial killer, and that priest turns into a new villain, and it's fucking weird, but it was really good. There's also a really cool twist on Batman's origin in this, where after the events that we know happen, little Bruce actually escapes to get away from Alfred and goes and beats the guy that killed his parents until he's no longer able to use his legs.
Oh, geez.
And that ties into the story too, where like there's a psychological thing going on where Bruce is actually on the list of possible victims because he's connected to this psychologist that worked at Arkham that worked on kids.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, so I thought it was a really cool issue. Way, way better than the first issue, and the art is phenomenal. Titans Beast World #2.
Did not read it yet. I forgot I waited to read it till this week because of the other issues I was behind on. I got confused.
So I think my main critique, I guess you would call it, a worry maybe, of the first issue is I thought the issue was really great. Yeah. But like it wasn't part of the event really. It's kind of like the last 2 pages hit the event, and I was worried what the rest of the thing was going to be. Those worries are gone.
Okay.
It's really fucking good. It's exactly what you think it is. It's the Titans and everyone, the DC world, like trying to figure out what's going on as like people and different heroes are turning into these weird beast creatures. And we open up with Animal Man, which right away you got me.
Yeah.
We find out throughout it that like the parasite that's infecting these people is constantly trying to find a more powerful host. So it's possible to jump from person to person. There's a major character that gets taken over, and it becomes very emotional in that moment. There's just a lot going on here. A lot of good action and a good battle with Black Adam in this, as we saw him at the end of the last issue.
Yeah, he showed up in the last issue.
And then it connects back to Amanda Waller and her at DC somewhere near the White House.
Okay.
As she introduces Dr. Hate to Peacemaker, which is a great fucking moment.
Oh, great. Oh, boy.
I just think all in all, it proved everything it needed to prove to me from the first issue. Any of my concerns going in are gone now. I'm in for the ride.
Cool. I can't wait to read it now. I'm excited.
Quick Stops Volume 2, #1.
I had no idea that was a thing. Excited to find that out.
So this is a black and white comic. I really like the art in it because it kind of fits with the Clerks cartoon art style. I guess this one is less of a... So the first volume of Quick Stops was like an anthology. I think this one's going to be one big story where it's telling the origin of movies and the Sacred Cow movie.
Okay.
So in typical Kevin fashion, we have a character with a podcast.
Oh, interesting.
Who goes to interview the woman that was the original creator of movies, or Movie, the character.
Yeah.
And get her story. So she's telling the story. And it's set up to be like it's some big anniversary for movies. So this character is going around interviewing people involved. So I'm sure it might be somewhat anthology and that we're going to go from story to story.
Yeah.
But there is one central thing that's keeping everything together. And I guess my only critique in here is like, I really hope Kev's getting laid because there's a lot of sex in this.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude's frustrated.
Like constant I mean, I get it. It's Kevin Smith. I love his work. This was almost a notch up from his normal stuff. Like a lot of blowjob talk.
Wow.
A lot of like things happening during like sex moments.
Yeah, he has given up weed, so we could be seeing a different side to Kevin.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not bad, and it's not as like in your face as like a not safe for work book would be.
Yeah.
But just it's everything around the origin of that character comes back to this lead character having sex in some way.
Interesting.
Not good or bad. It's just it was so much that it almost became overwhelming. Punisher number 2.
Nice.
I mean, this kind of continues what the first Punisher book was. It's everything that David told us it would be. It's Punisher, but with a John Wick twist. What was really funny is I haven't not heard of this character in probably close to 8 or 9 years. As I was buying old Captain America comics, because he first appeared in I think Captain America 207. But the character Doughboy shows up.
Interesting.
Do you know who Doughboy is, Mike?
No idea who that is.
Doughboy is a blatant ripoff of
Clayface.
Clayface. Yeah.
I was gonna wonder if he. Oh, okay, that's hilarious.
The only big difference is he's like a synthetic android.
Okay.
But basically, the Punisher here goes and fights this like crew of shitty villains, which was really funny because like Doughboy and I forget what this dude's name is, but he's got like an arm that and his body. He's got an arm that's a gun, but it's all flesh, and his body can like produce ammo for it.
What the hell?
It's fucking weird, man. I'm zoning on his name now, but it's all to get to the big bad who. Punisher is basically trying to get to help him out to find the people who killed his family and why they're killed. And he gets that info and then he does Punisher stuff, which is throw him out of a building into a car.
That's awesome.
I think I said it with the first issue. The first issue is probably the best thing David's done at Marvel. This just joins the list. I mean, it's great. It's action. It's still Punisher. But he's throwing in enough. And I like that he's throwing in like these Z-list characters that nobody cares about to just like throw at Punisher just so he has like an actual thing he can kill.
Yeah.
As opposed to like putting him up against, I don't know, Loki. And being like, you're not going to kill Loki.
Right, exactly.
But anyways. Captain America number 4. Speaking of Captain America.
Oh, nice. Nice segue.
So Captain America fights this new villain called the Emissary, who we find out gets his superpowers from a demon. I think we found out last issue. And basically is very evenly matched, if not overpowered, because he ends up going into a hospital at the end. And that ties back into the 1930s where he's like going against these Nazis and everything. And that they were also doing something with some demon. And that character might have been alive a long time working for this demon. But then we go back to then. There's some big speech being given in Madison Square Garden. And we get Baron Strucker and Baron Zemo, the original 2 from the 30s, who have this plan to bomb Madison Square Garden.
Lovely.
While a Nazi rally is happening as kind of a false flag to try to get America to join the Third Reich. And like blame it on communists. I mean, if you know anything about your history, there's a lot of but with communists back then. And I mean, basically, there's a whole. They don't really conclude that other than to say like that's going to happen, and we'll see where it happens next issue. And then we kind of move back to the present, where Steve, after recovering from his fight, realizes he needs Doctor Strange's help. We get kind of a flashback that Doctor Strange is busy. And yeah, so he makes a request, and that's the big reveal at the end. So
cool.
Good issue. Probably the best so far, the series. I thought the series has been kind of lackluster. Zero mention of him being a landlord in this, which is probably why I liked it so much.
Oh, man.
And a good fight sequence. Guardians of the Galaxy number 9. Basically, You didn't read this, but I'm really interested to see what you think of it.
Okay.
So Gamora and Mantis go to Earth to find the Soul Stone, which has been embodied into a child.
Oh boy.
Like a teenager.
Yeah.
So anyone doesn't know, there was like, I forget what story arc it was, but there was a story where like now all the Infinity Stones are people like across the universe, and the Soul Stone's on Earth. So they go there because they want to help Drax and reunite him with his Earth soul.
Yeah.
So do you know anything about Drax's like comic origin?
I'm not so sure. I know his family was killed by Thanos.
Yeah, so there's the Drax in the movie is somewhat accurate, but like they leave out the whole part of him that's an Earthman and was like a jazz musician.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because that's really fucking confusing. That's why, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
That's what they're trying to get. So there's this whole fight where like this person is shooting all these souls at Mantis and Gamora, and then like Drax's human soul comes out with like a fucking saxophone. I was like, let's just chill out, guys.
Dude, how does this have anything to do with Groot Fall though?
So how it does is everybody's kind of realizing that as they're in Groot Fall, they're like in the big Groot ship, that they all got like what they always wanted. Like Groot provided for them, but he was not able to provide Drax with the one thing he wanted, which is to be to be whole again.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So they wanted this mission, yeah.
I get it.
And then the end is, hey, guess what? Remember that character from 4 issues ago we said was going to come fight the Guardians? They're still coming.
Oh, wow. The Smartax aren't there yet?
No.
What the hell?
So good issue, but I'm very... So they throw out a lot of like... Not deep, but like deep in the past 5 years Marvel lore in this.
That I probably don't know about.
Like, dude, there's an editor note from a Avengers annual from like 2 years ago.
Wow.
That like I think I bought and nobody else.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a fun issue for me, but I'm interested to see how like people like yourself who aren't as into Marvel think of it. And then finally, Mike, we got Batman City Madness #2.
Oh man, the book I forgot about.
So fucking good.
Yeah, the art's amazing.
The art's incredible. We kind of find out what's going on with all the villains, and that it's very Stranger Things-esque. Okay. There's an upside down, Mike.
Oh wow.
There's a Gotham underneath Gotham.
What?
And Batman has to go into the portal to go into the underneath world. Nice. And that's where like the Cthulhu Batman came from.
Okay. Very cool.
So there's a lot going on there. That's kind of the basics of the story. I'll say just the art alone in this book is worth your purchase.
Is insane, yeah.
I think the dialogue and the story has been really cool. I mean, it's a different twist on the Court of Owls stuff.
Yeah.
I like while he still has an antagonistic relationship with the Court of Owls and Talon, like he has to work with them.
Oh,
because they didn't let this fake Batman out.
Yeah.
But they really need to bring him back. But they're also willing to sacrifice Batman and all. There's a lot going on, but
okay.
If there is one Batman book you're picking up right now, I think this might be the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. So
it's really good. The first issue was.
So, Mike, I believe that's everything I read this week. Where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me at Fortress Ricker on Twitter. Where can they find you and or the show?
You can find me at Fortress Chris on most social media platforms. And you can find the show at Fortress Comics _ on Twitter. Also at fortressofcomicnews.com. Remember, everybody, if you want to support the show, 5 stars on the podcatcher of your choice. Like, subscribe, share, comment down below on YouTube. And patreon.com/fortresscomics. Thank you all so much for watching and or listening this week. And we'll see y'all here next week.